Rocky Bobs. Good boy. So today, there's my van. We're in a little village called Cornworthy. And this is where I grew up when I was really young. Now, I lived in that house there, the creamy looking one. And the bedroom on the right hand side, the window on the right hand side, was my bedroom. When I was a lad, none of these houses here were here. This we called the orchard, so there's lots of apple trees in that, right up over the hill. And that is where we used to play and do what we do. But yeah, this is my old house. And the Whites lived in that house. And the Bancrofts lived in that house. And the Vincents lived in that house. But everything changes, doesn't it? Nothing is the same as it used to be. We got pianos from better days as well. What are you got? Huh? Yeah. And this here is Geach's farm. So back in the day, when I was a lad, we used to work on this farm at weekends and things. A lot of water coming from somewhere, not quite sure what that's about today. But where you now see these barn conversions, used to be a big cow shed up there, and they used to milk cows on this farm, because this farm used to feed the whole village with milk. And there you see, just go through the gate and you see those slats there. That used to be the dairy, so the cows used to go in there, get milked. They used to come out of that little lane there. There's some fields out that way. And twice a day they just let them back in. They'd walk across the field, come down, cross the road into the yard, get milked. And then if you needed a pint of milk, you ran out of milk, you used to come over, go in the left hand where it's all shut off there now with timber, and go and help yourself to a bottle of milk, leave the money on the side, and help yourself. But yeah, all this has really changed now. This gateway and stuff is never here, so it's all wall. And just a little orchard. And we've got these little cottages here. Used to walk along there, go down to a place called Charlie, come down that lane there. And these little cottages. This one here on the end must be having some work done to it, because it's been left empty, I think. So there you go, walk up through the village, see the church at the top. Back in the day, the dairy used to be down where I showed you earlier, and then time goes on obviously, and this building in front of us was the dairy, and the building behind it was like an old barn. And the guy who owns this farm, Dave Geach's, quite a few years ago now, converted that shed into his home. And this was the main farmhouse down there where his mum and dad lived. I'm not sure whether that's been sold or what really. But yeah, it's like the sheep are on top of the barn there, like this. And as you look up through those trees there, you'll see an old, we call it the Abbey. Years ago when I was a lad, I used to play up there. I'm not allowed in there anymore. But there's an old story that it was, I think it was nuns actually lived there. Hundreds of years ago obviously. And people say that there's a tunnel that goes right under the village, right up to the church. Whether there is or not, who knows? Who knows? Don't expect there is, but there we go. Old stories, isn't it? But yeah, it's all good. Beautiful day here today. Some cars coming down the road, so I think we'll wait here for a minute and then we'll carry on up the lane. I generally come out here once a year just to see the old place. I came here when I was about 5 or 6, and I left here when I was 16. But just come back here every year just to have a look around. Having a bit of a day of pulling today. You stop it, young man. It's not all about you. For once. Rocky Nichols. Whoa. You're so bad. And these places here have all been done up, and were all just little cottages back in the day. All been moved around. Maybe a better view of the Abbey there. The building was, back in the day, was a lot bigger than that. This bungalow, this was just a bungalow back in the day. So a lot of work done to it. It's now an impressive place. It's lovely out here, it's so quiet. Really nice. So in a minute, this road will take us up around. See those buildings up there, there's another road up there which we'll walk up, and we'll do a complete circle back around the village. And yeah, that'd be cool. Rocky, stop it. And these places just used to be barns. Don't actually think these were houses back in the day. And this next house here, it's got a workshop beside it. This used to be the saddler's home. So that part of the building there used to be a place that I used to repair saddles and do all that sort of stuff. There's probably a flat or a house or a dwelling now, I suppose. And this area here was a complete barn, was an old barn. Almost falling down really back in the day. When we were kids, we used to play in these barns, and in this here, it's been made into a very, very nice complex now, but there used to be a barn there as well. Never forget it, me and Andrew Agate were here playing. There's a water trough in there. There's a horrific smell. We went in there to investigate, and there was a sheep dead in there, blew right up like a balloon. It was, God, it stink. You know, these little cottages in here, and then this cottage here, number 3. People who used to live down the road to us, down the bottom there, the Whites, Teresa, Mandy, Caroline and David. Their gran used to live in that one. And then as we get up here, this next place here, can't remember what he was called, but he used to be like a gardener or something, but he used to live in that one. And then in this one, my mate Andy Agate lived in this one, and his mum and dad. That was Andy's bedroom above the front door there on the left hand side, left hand window. That was his place. He used to play up there in his garden and stuff. He used to make copper bombs. My God. He used to make a ray, they did. It was really nice. Let's go and have a sit on the seat for a minute, Rox. Up. Up. Good boy. Sit. 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 I'm going to treat. I'm going to treat. Don't know why I'm going to give you a treat. You haven't done nothing for it. Sit. Nicely. Gentle. Good boy. You can be such a monkey. You can be such a monkey. Can't you? Yeah, monkey. Good boy. Yeah, I don't know what it is that pulls me back here, but I do come here once a year. See how the old place has changed. I suppose I haven't changed a great deal. So here we are up at the Abbey. Yeah, so when I was a kid, me and Andy Agate used to come up here, and we used to, it's covered in ivy now, but back in the day it wasn't. We used to walk around the top of this place, and fair dangerous thing to do, fair stupid thing to do, because there's loose stones up there like you wouldn't believe. And then where that archway is there now, in the bottom of that archway there is actually like a doorway, and there's like a spiral staircase goes up in front inside that. And then yeah, obviously it used to be a lot bigger than it is now. This, they reckon this could have been the gatehouse to the Abbey, but this is what's left, what's remaining. Maybe I'll try and find out some more information. Oh, Rocky! And where that bit of fence is there used to be a gateway there, and that's where you used to be able to get in and get out. And then up there, just on the top of that hill, you can just see the peak of a roof. And there's an old barn up there, and we used to go and play in that barn. And on the other side of the barn was a big door on the second level, and that would then look right over Ashbrington and Totnes Way. And we used to go up there and build camps in the straw and stuff, and it used to be great fun back in the day. But yeah, absolutely beautiful. So I thought this time, I usually come out with my camera, I'm not sure you can actually, there's another archway in there, and then just through there, I'm not sure you're going to be able to see it, but there is a doorway, which is the spiral staircase doorway. It's quite a building really, just not allowed in there anymore, that's the trouble. And then up there you can see where that doorway is there, the spiral staircase comes up to that doorway there, inside the wall there. But I think what's happened is, over the years, the farmer who owns that field did allow access to it at one time, but now access has been denied and you're not allowed. That's why the gateway's been closed off, which is a shame, because it is a lovely building. Would like to do a bit of research on it actually, see if I can find out a bit more information on it. Yeah, I'd like to do that. This old lane here is and I come out here and see my mum live with a guy called Arthur, who worked on farms, had a little small home himself, used to open on and go and work on the farm with him all the time. Little lane there, so the bike's up there. And his mum and dad lived here. And when I was a lad, I used to come home from school. Herbie, which was Arthur's father, used to come pick me up. Used to go up to the field and shut the chickens in every night. And he was a fair old gentleman, he was. Lovely old bloke. Him and Muriel, his wife. And they're buried in the graveyard up here in the village. So every year when I come around and have a look around, I always go in the graveyard just to pay my respects. They're lovely people. Unfortunately, when lost sort of contact with Arthur, but there we are. Life goes on for everybody. But yeah, it's all nice. I enjoy coming out here. So back in the day, this here used to be just a big lay-by. These hedges used to be kept a lot lower. There's a gateway here, obviously. That over there where that barn is, that's the barn. It's been now converted into a house by the looks of it. But you can see the whole village down through there. All those bungalows going up the hill there, and those 3-storey places, they were just being built when I left here when I was like 15, 16. So they're like modern really to the place. All the buildings up through there, except for the barn conversions, obviously, are really old buildings that have always been in. But yeah, you got Ashbrington there, you just see the church flag over the hill. And then you've got the transmitter at Torquay. 15th of December today. So end of next week we're going away for a few days with my in-laws and my 2 children. Well, not really children at the moment these days, so quite a bit older than that I suppose. But yeah, so we're going away for Christmas as we do most years, which we enjoy. And then on Sunday I am doing the South Brent to Princetown walk with a few of my friends, which we try to do every year. My health is diminishing year on year. I'm a bit concerned that I'm actually going to make it this year, but I'll do my best. My right hip's already hurting today just walking around here, and this is easy walking. My breathing's all gone to hell, but this might be the last year I do the walk. I am determined to get it done. So we walk from South Brent right out over the moors to Princetown, and we'll end up in a pub, have a few beers, get a lift back to South Brent, funnily enough to the pub again, have a few more beers, and then yeah, that'll be me done for Christmas. Take it slowly, easy. I'm sure I'll be okay. Looking forward to it actually, really looking forward to it. This lane here used to come down here like the wind when I push bikes. Used to have a Bullet, BSA Bullet, drop handlebar, 5-speed. Thought I was the bee's knees. So we used to come from this crossroads here, down this road, like the wind. God knows what would happen if we had to stop quickly. Don't think about things like that when you're that age. But I came for a ride out here back in the summer on my mountain bike, and I come down this road. And it did make me realise how you can't see traffic coming, and the speed we used to come down here, me and Andy A.K. Oh my god. But there we are. Things we used to do. Things we used to do. So this place is called Firs Hill Cross. There you go. Right out in the distance you've got painting and Torquay over there. Not that I ever really thought about that when I was a kid, to be honest. We did literally live in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, it's really nice. There's the church down there, some sheepies. And then in the distance there's another crossroads. As a hill goes down to that thatched cottage called 5 Wells. And on the top of that hill used to be Bob Broadway scrapyard, which is now, I think, it's all gone. And they've got houses up there. We used to have 5 Wells. The hill was called 5 Wells, and that was because it was 5 wells. Up here at Fursley Cross, there's one of these chairs that are put here to remember some people in the village, Iris and Ron Kesley. I remember I used to live down by the old chapel, I think, back in the day. Nice little bench. It rocks. Oh! Somebody's put Disneyland on the gate over there. I think what I'm going to do is, because I've set up a new channel with Rocky's Camper Van Adventures, I think what I'm going to do is put all this sort of stuff on another channel and see how that goes. This is just like walking the lanes, isn't it? It's nothing that exciting. Could put some of it on my photography channel, I suppose. morelandview.co.uk. Maybe I could do that. I need to look at it all and decide what I'm doing with it all. But yeah, this is really good. This is called Cadle's Lane, because the lad who lived in that house down there, it's called Oliver Cadle. And this lane, you used to be able to drive up it okay years ago, but it's falling apart now. It's very steep. I've been down on, I went down on my mountain bike a while ago. Back in the summer I was here on my mountain bike. But yeah, it's called it Cadle's Lane. Used to hide our cigarettes down there in the hedges. Come up here for a fag, maybe find you. Somebody's dog's having a woof. So the little story goes to that gateway. Back in the day, you used to be able to, all the moss was all over it. There used to be moss over it back in the day, but in our past family, there was two twins called Calvin and Graham. They were a little bit older than me, but they used to drag me around so that I couldn't tell on them, because they used to like smoking. Used to go and buy number 6 king size from Mrs. What was she called? She had the bottom shop. Mrs. Way. I can't think what she's called now. We used to go in there, say the cigarettes were for your mum, so you could just buy them, bring them up here, put them in a plastic bag with some matches, stash them in the hedge. We were up here one day, come falling out of this hedge here with our fags, and our aunties were walking up the road, Shireen, Denise. They caught us, marched down up there, down Cadle's Lane, back home. And back in the day, when if you'd done something wrong, oh God, you knew about it. God, did I go hiding? Never touch a cigarette again, it's got to be said. But yeah, it's certainly sort of stopped my smoking career in a big way. I'm trying to think what that woman, old lady shop was called. Oh, Worthington, that's it, Mrs. Worthington. She had the bottom shop. And then we had a shop called the Top Shop, which was just up from the pub. And I'll show you that in a minute. Yeah, Mrs. Worthington, just go in there and she had big barrels of like those big containers of sweets on. With sweets in like pear drops and aniseed balls and all that. We used to go in for a quarter of this and a quarter of that. Big lids on the top, she used to weigh it out. And go in there and have a quarter of ham, like, you know, right off the... She used to slice it there in front of there. Remember the days. Remember the days. Someone's got a shepherd's hut there. It's been maybe put somewhere. And then that building there, that was owned by the Dixons. Kerry Dixon used to live there. And I think her brother was called Nigel. Not 100% sure about that. It's quite funny, this year, got put here years ago, there was a barn up by now. The barn wasn't there when I was a lad, I don't think. It looks like somebody's been trying to do something with it. And there's the church. Never really a church person, but hey, still like the old place. We'll go in there and have a quick look around in a minute. Cottages up there. I was a lad who used to walk from Cornworthy up here on mum up through 5 miles up to Bobwell, go Scrapyard Turn and have to walk out towards Woodlands. Longlands Farm is where my gran used to live at one time. And this is the church, St. Peter's. It looks like on the 17th they've got a carol service. Join us on Sunday, 17th, 4 p.m. Followed by minced pies and mulled wine. Yeah, good old village life. Let's go in here and have a quick look. So yeah, we used to... What a place. Beautiful. Looks like they're dressing the church by the looks of it. Lots of stuff here. The lad used to, if it was raining, used to come in, hide in there and play, get out the weather. And then this church down here has got this, like an area all around it. Somebody's in there playing the organ. We used to run around here, playing soldiers and stuff. Somebody's in there playing the organ. Got to practice. It's really nice. This sort of moat goes all the way around the whole church. Oh, beautiful old building. Absolutely beautiful old building. And then there you've got Artwell's farm. Used to work in there sometimes too. And there's a lad. You've got lots of people here. Unfortunately, we all end up in a place like this, one way or another, don't we? Yeah, every year I come up here. Oh, rocks. Just come and see. Actually, we might actually go and walk up there. We'll shut the gate. Like good people should. Let's shut the gate. And we'll go and see Dorothy Geaches. That lady there. They used to live down in the village. All these people. And I think. Where's it to here? And here we are. I thought it was here too. And here we have. Okay, sit down. Come here. And this is where I come every year. Tozer. Mum and Dad. Resting. Herbie. Herbie died age 65 and Muriel died when she was in her 80s. Herbie had a lot of breathing problems. Not quite sure what it was, but that's what worries me these days, that I've got a similar thing. But let's hope not. Oh, Herbie used to have a lot of breathing problems back in the day, but always come here and see him. Bless him. Yeah. Anything in it that you remember? Lovely couple. Lovely couple. Let's go and have a look at the seat up here. I didn't realise there was a seat up here. If it was here last time we came up here or not. But let's go and have a look at it and maybe have a sit down for 5 minutes and have a little bit of a think. Oh, hello. There's some more up here. Come here. Sit down. Sit down. Rocks. Good boy. Ah, he's a good lad. Oh, this is really nice. Really nice. How quiet this place is. How quiet it is, Rocks, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. Just down the bottom, just reminded myself actually, just around the bottom of the church there around the corner, there's some more graves. And there's one with railings. I might be able to show you the railings in a minute. They used to call it the Devil's Grave. And if you're here at night and you put your hand inside the railings, you touch a devil. What we used to do to scare each other, wasn't it? There, yeah. So just outside the church is the village hall, where we used to have discos and things back in the day. People really enjoy that. This sort of place really where you had to make your own entertainment because you're in the middle of bloody nowhere, so you didn't really have a lot else you could do. Oh, there's something I've just noticed. Never realised that. So you've got, when we were up the road there, I said to you about Cadle's Lane, and there you go. The lad I went to school with was called Oliver Cadle, and that's obviously his mum. Rose Cadle. Bless her. I didn't realise she died actually. And then behind there you've got Don Hartner, and that is his farmhouse. His son's now run the farm, I would imagine. And then you've got Carolyn Carver. Church bells just tolled for 1 o'clock. Oh yeah, there's the rails, look. So you stick your hand in there. Whoa! And there's some really big old gravestones up there, really old ones. And then you've got Mrs. Stevenson's over there. Bless her. It's a bit humbling really when you know, come back to places like this, all the old people we used to know, and you see them. And they're playing the organ. Beautiful. So, we've been in St Herbie, a mural, like we do every year. Nobody really knows. I bother to come out. I do enjoy coming out here. Put a Christmas tree in there. Beautiful church. There's the old farm, used to work in there. Cornworthy, it's slate. This here is actually relatively new. One of our teachers, Mr. Ronson, used to live in the end one, used to go in the car park there and play football, but this is quite a new development. I say quite new, it's probably been here 20 odd years, I suppose. You can look down through the village. I must admit, this year the place doesn't look very Christmassy. Far from Christmassy, really. That used to be the post office, Mrs. Lee's post office. And it's got a little bit going on there, it's lovely. Well, there's the post office back there. Mrs. Lee used to run that. And this, from his families, used to be the top shop. A funny guy used to run that, he's a bit funny. But yeah, nicely. This is the Hunter's Lodge, which is lovely. Go there and have something to eat. Good friend of mine come in there. It's called Clunder Bomb now, it was Liz. She used to live there. Mum used to work there actually years ago. And this here is where Herbie and Muriel lived. The old schoolhouse used to sit in that window on the right hand side there. That's where they had their dining table. And they used to have tea. And yeah, so it's nice. We've got the Methodist church there. Used to go Sunday school there. Not quite sure why. We weren't religious, but near by any means. The old building looks like it's seen better days, doesn't it? And then this was the bottom shop, Mrs. Worthington's shop. So yeah, I used to go up there. And that was our shop, and used to go in the front door there. And that is where Mrs. Worthington lived. Her son back in the day ripped this place apart. It doesn't really look like it, a bit like together again. And this here used to be a little chapel. And used to have all our Kimball Sarah's in there at the weekends. Really beautiful. I'm glad to see somebody's living in it now rather than it's sitting there and falling apart. So, where these houses are now, that house there on the end looking at us, this used to be their garden. So, they've obviously soaked that off and built some houses in there, which is what happens these days, isn't it? Yeah. There you go. Pretty much done. Back to the van. Back to the van, Rocky Bobs, aren't we?